Hello. It is a beautiful spring day today here in Colorado on this Sunday. It's like in the 70s right now. It's going to be in the 80s this week. Just soaking it up, just driving back from Pueblo, back to the Springs today. Did a little bit of lift. So I'm kind of doing some more maintenance in the Skypod and Newcomers group. I've been checking in with some members. So if you're getting a message from me, it's nothing wrong or anything. It's just like a routine maintenance. I thrive to keep those particular groups, Skypod and Newcomers Council, well maintained as much as possible, to keep everybody on the same frequency page, because I think that is important when you set an intention to the guardians, that you kind of be respectful and keep your home clean. So that's what I'm trying to do with those groups. I have set a clear intention for the presence to be there of the guardians that have been that have been with us through all of this work, through eons, of all this history that we're studying, and their presence, all the multiple guardian councils that are still alive and well and working with us today on many different facets, many different levels of frequency and dimensions and things that we've learned about in this work. So I also wanted to just mention that if you're in the group, and I've been getting a lot of response like, oh, I'm busy, haven't really caught up with the latest, or I'm not active in technique, stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. And what I've been explaining to people too is that it's not really as the groups evolve, I'm kind of in my own evolution process and my bioregenesis, so I reassess things here and there. So it's not like it's not a requirement to be doing techniques and still be in the group. And I've assessed this with my own healing and with other people, that you can attune to earth sync frequency with or without techniques. Some people do techniques and then they stop for a while. Other people do techniques and they need to do them consistently, regularly. And other people do techniques and they just get their codes turned on of what they need to get activated, and kind of know where to go to that place in breath work and breathing to kind of go there. And that's been my experience, is that usually it's like a one-time deal. There are some techniques that I really love doing and revisiting, and some that, like the 8 breath that recently came out, I love doing that. I did it for like probably months, at least 2 or 3 months afterwards. And it's a good refresher to do every now and then. But for some people, it's going to be obviously different for everyone. So I want to be respectful of that you don't need to just be cranking out techniques every day to stay in these groups. But as long as you feel that you're attuned to the earth sync frequency, however you do that is perfectly fine. And if you want to still participate in the group and stay in it to study, we have Schismatic series up there. That's a invaluable series, almost a prerequisite these days to understanding the dynamics of energy that's taking place in our bodies and around us, and these schema fields and dreama fields and stuff in the Ludfars, and our connection to the new planetary biointerface, which is amazing. It's expanded way beyond Cathara now. Excuse me, it's been really dry out here. It's kind of windy and dry. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that I'm kind of, it's spring cleaning time, and I'm just checking in with people and seeing where everybody's at, if they're still wanting to stay in the group and they feel like they're attuned to the earth sync frequencies and it's relevant for them. That's become kind of an important thing to maintain relevance. Relevance is linked to coherency in a group space with people, make sure we're on the same page and participating. Other than that, the Telegram group is going really well. There's people getting their profile pictures up. I just want to also remind people, it does not have to be a picture of your face, anything to do with like personal picture type thing, anything like that. I just ask that it's a picture coming from you that you have picked. It could be a picture of a flower, landscape, animal, whatever you feel kind of represents you, or something that you like. It doesn't have to be too personal. So, all right. Because I've been getting some messages about that, like, oh, I'm targeted if I put my picture up. I don't like having myself exposed like that, things like that. So I just want to be respectful of that. All right, and let's see what else, anything else going on. I've been making some excerpts from KDDL1, KDDL2, and KDDL3. The Telegram group is really active. So some of the conversation right now is about, is it safe to do techniques? I've been kind of vocal about the Old Testament, New Testament, are prayers safe? Because it just really hits something deep inside me. The prayers are still safe, and the guardian councils still support those prayers when you call upon them and you do a prayer. I don't see how that could not be safe. How those things, those particular elements of the study and technique could get distorted or reversed. I mean, I'm not trying to be naive and say that hasn't been some extent of that. And the A-query thing and the E-LAi-sa, obviously we've taken some hits here, and there have been guardian councils that have fallen. So I just don't hear it talked about that much to the extent. I don't hear as much clarity as I would like to on that subject from E-LAi-sa. There's just a huge implication put out that it's not good to work with light body. The excerpt that I just made from KDDL3, she was even mentioning how it wasn't safe to bring in any of the newer techniques because it would open up light body to the trumpets. So that's a big implication there, to look at and to consider. That really speaks a lot to the times that we live in. And I know that there's some people that have been asking, like, well, can we just have like a beginner's discourse just put out so that we can kind of know what goes where and have something practical? And my response is that I don't think we're really in practical times right now enough to do that until the trumpets are all cleared. And obviously the densities are still getting worked on. Chevrons are still going through, I believe, for another couple years. Keeps feeling like it's the last year to me. Like every year is like, okay, this is the last one. But apparently there's going to be some more densities that are going to clear, and I've been putting up charts to show the cycle of that too. I know in the NOMI group they put up a lot of up-to-date dynamics of the schedules and stuff of when these things are happening. So that's a good group to keep caught up with that. I've shared some posts from Ian Parks and other people from that group. So it's good to stay tuned to all the dates and everything also. And I'm still, even from KDDL1 to KDDL2, there's a leap of information and tone, overtone, and implication that's put out there, into what is being said in KDDL3 about these trumpets. So she really just has the attitude of just kind of lay low and find your center through all this. And I'm just going to refer back to the 8 breath. I don't think you can go wrong with the 8 breath and the Mahadradrana induction, to make sure to do that before doing the 8 breath. That feels like the safest thing. If you're wanting to do a technique, we have that up in Skypod and Newcomers. It's available on KDDL3 for purchase on arrayas.com under live events also. There's something about the link also that changed with when they just revamped the website, or I'm not sure exactly what they did, like got new servers, but there's people that were having trouble logging in. There was a link that was emailed to people that have purchased KDDL3, so I just keep an eye out for that. And it's a new link to log in with, so that's something I've been referring people to after I discovered that myself. So I think that's about it. Just just kind of going through the groups list and making sure we're on the same page out of respect for the members that are active on this journey with the plasmas and everything. And I will check in with more updates. It's already starting to pick up a little bit, so there'll probably be some more updates coming up soon. All right, everybody have a wonderful spring into summer, and we'll catch up soon.